If you're over 65 and struggling to stand or walk, start doing these 5 things immediately. Something feels different. You wake up, swing your legs over the edge of the bed, and stand. Except this time, your knees feel unsteady. Your legs wobble, and for a terrifying moment, you wonder, am I about to fall? This wasn't always the case. A year ago, you could get up without thinking twice, but now walking across the room feels harder. You grab onto furniture. You hesitate before stepping out of the house. You start questioning, is this just aging? Or is my body telling me something important? Here's the hard truth. Losing the ability to stand or walk isn't something that happens overnight. It sneaks up on you little by little until one day the smallest movements feel like a struggle. And if you ignore the warning signs, it only gets worse. Weak legs, poor balance, and unsteady steps are some of the biggest predictors of falls. And falls are the leading cause of injury-related death for seniors over 65. But before you panic, there's good news. You are not powerless. Your muscles, your balance, even your mobility, these things can be improved, even reversed, if you take the right steps starting today. And here's the shocking part. Almost no one talks about the #1 hidden cause of leg weakness. If you miss this, you could be making things worse without even realizing it. Stay with me until the end, because this final tip could change everything. Tip #1, strengthen your leg muscles. Do you remember the days when getting up from a chair was effortless? When walking up a flight of stairs didn't leave your legs feeling like jelly? It's easy to brush off these changes as just aging, but here's what most people don't realize. Losing leg strength isn't just an inconvenience. It's a warning sign. Your legs hold you up, carry you forward, and keep you independent. But the moment they start weakening, everything changes. Suddenly, standing in the kitchen for too long makes your knees ache. Walking through the grocery store feels exhausting. And the worst part, if you ignore it, the decline speeds up. Your body adapts to what you do most. And if you sit too often, your muscles shrink even faster. This isn't just about comfort. It's about staying mobile, avoiding falls, and keeping your independence for as long as possible. Margaret, a 72-year-old grandmother, loved gardening. Every morning she would step outside, coffee in hand, admiring her blooming flowers. But lately something had been happening. Each time she bent down to pull a weed, standing back up took effort. Her knees would shake and her legs felt heavy. She ignored it at first. It's just stiffness, she told herself. But one afternoon, as she reached for a flower pot, her legs gave out completely. She didn't just stumble, she fell hard. Luckily, she didn't break anything, but that moment terrified her. Her doctor explained what had happened. She wasn't just getting old, quote. She was experiencing sarcopenia, a condition where your muscles shrink as you age. By the time most people reach 65, they've already lost about 30% of their muscle mass. And if you don't do something about it, that number only gets worse. The weaker your muscles get, the more your body struggles to support itself. Your knees take on too much pressure, your joints start aching, and your balance becomes unstable. That's how falls happen. That's how people end up needing canes, walkers, or even wheelchairs. But here's the good news. Muscle loss is not permanent. No matter how old you are, your muscles can rebuild if you give them the right challenge. Even small, simple movements can trigger muscle growth. And the best part, you don't need a gym, expensive equipment, or hours of exercise. Just a few minutes a day can completely change the way you stand, walk, and move. Margaret took action immediately, and within weeks, she felt stronger. The exercises she did were so simple, yet they made a huge difference. And you can start them today, right from your own home. Here's what she did. First, the sit to stand exercise. This is one of the most powerful leg strengthening movements, and it mimics exactly what we do every day. Getting up from a chair. Here's how to do it. Find a sturdy chair, sit down, feet flat on the floor, knees at a 90-degree angle. Cross your arms over your chest to prevent using your hands for support. Stand up slowly, then sit back down with control. Do this 10 times, twice a day. The first time Margaret tried this, she struggled. By the 5th rep, her legs were burning. But that was a good sign. Her muscles were waking up. Within a week, she felt noticeably stronger. Second, heel raises. Weak calves and ankles make it harder to push off the ground when walking, which is why so many seniors shuffle their feet instead of taking full steps. Strengthening this area helps you walk with confidence. Stand next to a counter or chair for support. Slowly lift your heels, rising onto your toes. Hold for 5 seconds, then lower back down. Repeat punt 10 times twice a day. Margaret loved this one because it was easy to do while brushing her teeth or waiting for her coffee to brew. Third, wall push-ups. Most people don't realize this, but strong legs start with a strong core and upper body. If your posture is weak, your legs have to work harder to keep you upright. Wall push-ups help fix that. Stand about 2 feet away from a wall. Place your hands on the wall at shoulder height. Slowly bend your elbows, bringing your chest towards the wall, then push back. Start with 10 repetitions once a day. Within 2 weeks, Margaret noticed a change. Getting up from the couch was easier. Her knees didn't shake as much. She felt more stable when walking. But the real test came when she went back to her garden. This time, when she bent down, she stood back up with ease. No wobbling, no struggle. She couldn't believe it. All it took was a few minutes of simple movements each day. And now it's your turn. Are your legs feeling weaker than before? Do you struggle to stand up without using your hands? Have you noticed yourself grabbing onto furniture while walking? If so, you're not alone, but you can fight back. Try these exercises for just 10 days. See how your body responds. And if you've ever noticed weakness in your legs, tell me in the comments. I want to hear from you. Tip number 2, improve your balance and stability. One wrong step, that's all it takes. One moment you're walking across the living room, feeling fine. The next, your foot catches on the carpet, your body lurches forward, and suddenly you're falling. The terrifying thing about falls is that they happen fast. No time to react, no time to grab onto something. And for too many seniors, one fall is all it takes to change their life forever. It's easy to think, oh, that won't happen to me. But here's the truth. 1 in 4 seniors falls every single year. And for many, it's not just a bruise or a scare. Falls are the #1 cause of serious injuries like hip fractures, broken bones, and head trauma. Some people recover, others never do. That's why you must take balance seriously. Before a fall happens, not after. John, a 68-year-old retired teacher, never thought balance would be a problem. He'd been active his whole life. But last year, something changed. He was walking through his kitchen when his foot slid slightly on the tile. It wasn't a big slip, just enough to throw him off. His arms flailed, his heart pounded, and he barely caught himself on the counter. His legs felt shaky for hours afterward. From that moment on, John felt different. He started moving slower. He hesitated before stepping off curbs. And soon, without even realizing it, he was avoiding walks altogether. He thought he was being careful. In reality, he was losing even more stability. Fear of falling actually makes you more likely to fall. The less you move, the weaker your balance gets. John's doctor explained what was happening. As we age, 3 key systems that control balance start to decline. The inner ear. This controls your sense of balance. When it weakens, you feel unsteady. Vision. Your eyes help your brain understand where your body is in space. If your vision worsens, so does your balance. Leg and core strength. If your muscles can't react fast enough, a small trip can turn into a full fall. But here's the good news. Balance can be trained. It's just like a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it gets. And just like John, you can improve it starting today. He started doing 3 simple exercises every morning. Within 2 weeks, he felt a difference. He walked with more confidence. He wasn't grabbing onto furniture as much. And after a month, he finally felt like himself again. Now it's your turn. Do these 3 exercises every day and watch how quickly your balance improves. First, the tandem walk. This one might feel strange at first, but it's one of the best ways to restore balance. Stand tall and pick a straight line on the floor. Walk heel to toe, placing one foot directly in front of the other, like you're walking on a tightrope. Focus on something straight ahead instead of looking down. Do this for 10 steps forward and 10 steps back. The first time John tried this, he wobbled. He had to grab onto the wall. But after a few days, his steps became steadier. Second, the one-leg stand. This strengthens the stabilizer muscles in your legs, critical for preventing falls. Stand next to a chair or counter for support. Lift one foot and hold for 10 seconds. Switch legs and repeat. Do this 3 times per leg. At first, John could only hold his foot up for a few seconds before losing balance. But by the second week, he could hold it for 15 seconds without swaying. Third, marching in place. This may sound simple, but it's one of the most effective ways to train your body's natural balance reflexes. Stand tall, lift one knee up to hip level, then lower. Alternate legs like you're marching in slow motion. Do this for 30 seconds. John started doing this while brushing his teeth every morning. It became part of his routine, easy, automatic, and incredibly effective. After 1 month, everything changed. He no longer hesitated before stepping off curbs. He walked without fear. His body trusted itself again. Now I want you to try this. Stand up right now, lift one foot, and hold it. Could you balance easily, or did you feel wobbly? If you struggled, that's a sign your balance needs work. But you can fix it. Try these exercises every morning for 14 days. Then come back and tell me in the comments, did you feel a difference? I want to hear your experience. Tip number 3, hydration and joint health, the overlooked factor. Most people don't realize it, but weak legs, aching joints, and sudden dizziness can all be linked to one simple problem: dehydration. It sounds too basic to be true, but the reality is that most seniors don't drink enough water, and it's silently destroying their mobility. Think about it. How often do you actually feel thirsty? Not very often, right? That's because as we age, our thirst mechanism weakens. By the time your body tells you it needs water, you're already dehydrated. And here's what happens when you don't drink enough. Your muscles cramp and feel weak. Your joints stiffen, making movement painful. Your blood pressure drops, which can make you feel lightheaded, one of the biggest causes of sudden falls. Barbara, a 75-year-old widow, had been feeling exhausted for months. Every time she stood up, she felt dizzy. Her legs ached constantly. She chalked it up to aging until she fainted while getting out of bed one morning. Paramedics checked her vitals, and what they found shocked her. She was severely dehydrated. Her blood pressure had dropped too low, causing her to lose balance. Her doctor explained that dehydration doesn't just make you thirsty, it directly affects mobility. Your joints are surrounded by cartilage, which acts like a cushion. But that cartilage is made up of 80% water. Without enough hydration, that cushion dries out, shrinks, and stiffens. That's why many seniors wake up with aching knees and sore hips. It's not just arthritis, it's dehydration making it worse. The good news? Fixing it is simple. Barbara started drinking more water, and within days she felt a difference. Her legs felt stronger, her dizziness disappeared, even her joint pain improved. If you've been feeling sluggish, stiff, or weak, this could be the missing link. Here's what you need to do. First, drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of water daily. If plain water feels boring, add lemon or cucumber slices to make it more refreshing. Second, eat hydrating foods. Some of the best options are cucumbers, 96% water, watermelon, 92% water, oranges, 86% water. Third, balance your electrolytes. Water alone isn't enough. You also need sodium, potassium, and magnesium to help your body absorb it properly. Try this trick. Add a tiny pinch of salt to your water. It helps your cells hold on to the hydration instead of flushing it out too quickly. Barbara couldn't believe how much better she felt after making these small changes. Her dizziness vanished. Her legs stopped feeling heavy. Her joint pain became manageable. Now, I want you to take a moment and think. How much water do you actually drink each day? Be honest. Drop a comment below and tell me. If it's less than 6 glasses, it's time to start hydrating. Try this for a week and see how your body responds. You might be shocked at how much better you feel. Tip number 4. Fix your posture to walk stronger and stand taller. Have you ever watched someone walk into a room and instantly noticed how strong and confident they look? Maybe they move smoothly, their back is straight, and they seem steady on their feet. Now compare that to someone who shuffles their steps, leans forward slightly, or looks down while walking. There's a big difference, and it's not just about looks. The way you stand and walk affects your entire body. Poor posture isn't just about hunching over. It actually makes your legs weaker, throws off your balance, and increases your risk of falling. Here's why. When you slouch forward, your center of gravity shifts. Instead of your weight being evenly distributed, your knees and hips take on extra pressure. Over time, your muscles weaken, and your legs struggle to support you. That's when people start shuffling their feet instead of taking strong, full steps. Take David, a 70-year-old retired construction worker. He always prided himself on being strong, but lately he felt off balance. He caught himself stumbling more often. Walking long distances made his lower back ache, and when he looked in the mirror, he realized he was hunching over more than before. His doctor explained that posture plays a huge role in leg strength and stability. When you slump forward, your muscles shut down, but when you stand tall, your core, legs, and back activate, keeping you stable and strong. David made 3 simple changes, and within weeks, he felt years younger. Step 1, the wall posture check. Stand with your back against a wall, feet about 6 inches away. Press your lower back, shoulders, and head against the wall. Hold for 30 seconds. If this feels difficult, it's a sign your posture has weakened. At first, David struggled. His head naturally leaned forward, and his lower back didn't want to stay against the wall. But after doing this daily, his body adjusted, and standing tall started feeling natural again. Step 2, strengthen your core. Did you know your core controls how you walk and stand? A weak core makes you lean forward, while a strong core keeps you upright and stable. Sit in a chair with feet flat on the ground. Cross your arms over your chest. Slowly lean back just a few inches, then return to sitting up straight. Repeat 10 times. David was shocked at how much this simple movement helped. Within a week, he noticed he wasn't hunching forward as much. Step 3, walk like you mean it. If you've ever found yourself looking down at your feet while walking, you might be weakening your balance without realizing it. Looking down shortens your stride, weakens your legs, and makes falls more likely. Lift your chin, keep your eyes forward, swing your arms slightly for better balance. Take full steps rather than shuffling. David started practicing his walking posture every day, even while moving around his house. Within weeks, his back felt stronger, his legs felt more stable, and best of all, he stopped stumbling. Now take a moment. Do you find yourself leaning forward while walking? Do your feet shuffle instead of taking strong steps? If so, drop a comment below. Let's fix this together. Try these 3 steps for 1 week and see how much taller and stronger you feel. Tip number 5, get enough vitamin D and the right nutrients for stronger legs. You might think weak legs and poor balance are just a part of aging, but what if I told you that your diet could be making things worse? What if the real reason your legs feel unsteady isn't just muscle loss, but a lack of essential nutrients that your body desperately needs to stay strong? Here's something shocking. Over 40% of adults over 65 are deficient in vitamin D, and most don't even know it. And yet, vitamin D is crucial for muscle strength, bone health, and balance. Without enough of it, your muscles weaken, your bones become fragile, and your risk of falling doubles. Take Eleanor, a 73-year-old retired school teacher. She had always been active, but lately she noticed a strange change. Her legs felt tired all the time. Going up the stairs made her knees ache. Even standing for long periods left her feeling drained. She assumed it was just normal aging, until a routine blood test revealed the truth. Her vitamin D levels were dangerously low. Her doctor explained that vitamin D is the key to strong bones and muscles. It helps your body absorb calcium, keeping your bones dense and preventing fractures. But more importantly, it plays a direct role in muscle function. Without it, muscles become weak and uncoordinated, making falls far more likely. The good news? This was an easy fix. Eleanor made 3 simple changes, and within weeks, she felt stronger, steadier, and more energized. Step 1, get more sunlight. The best source of vitamin D isn't in a pill, it's the sun. Your body naturally produces vitamin D when sunlight hits your skin. Spend at least 15 to 30 minutes outside each day with some skin exposed. Morning sunlight is best. If it's winter or you don't get much sun, consider a vitamin D supplement. Talk to your doctor first. Eleanor started sitting outside with her coffee in the mornings. Within 2 weeks, she already felt more energetic. Step 2, Eat vitamin D and calcium-rich foods. Sunlight isn't the only way to get vitamin D. You can also get it through food. Salmon, tuna, and sardines are packed with vitamin D. Egg yolks contain small amounts, so don't skip them. Fortified dairy and plant-based milk, like almond or oat milk, often have added vitamin D. Eleanor started adding salmon to her meals twice a week and swapped her regular milk for vitamin D, fortified almond milk. The difference? She stopped feeling so drained by the end of the day. Step 3. Add magnesium and B12 for nerve health. Did you know that weak, shaky legs aren't always just a muscle problem? Sometimes it's a nerve problem. Magnesium helps muscles contract properly. Without it, they feel stiff and weak. Foods like spinach, almonds, and bananas are great sources. Vitamin B12 keeps your nerves healthy. Low B12 can cause numbness, tingling, and even weakness in your legs. Find it in eggs, fish, and dairy. Eleanor started taking a simple magnesium supplement and noticed a huge difference in how her legs felt after long walks. After a month, Eleanor felt like a new person. Walking upstairs was easier. Her legs didn't feel so heavy. And best of all, she felt confident in her body again. Now think about this. Do your legs ever feel weak for no reason? Do they get tired faster than they used to? If so, your diet might be to blame. Drop a comment below and tell me, do you get enough vitamin D? If not, it's time to start. Try these changes for just 1 week, and you'll be shocked at how much stronger you feel. So let's take a step back and recap what we've learned today. If you're struggling to stand or walk, it's not just old age. Your body is asking for help. And the good news? You can do something about it. First, strengthen your leg muscles, because weak muscles lead to falls, and falls lead to losing independence. Second, improve your balance with simple daily exercises, because a steady body means confidence in every step. Third, stay hydrated, because even mild dehydration can weaken muscles, stiffen joints, and make you feel dizzy. Fourth, fix your posture, because standing tall isn't just about looks, it's about keeping your legs strong and stable. And finally, fuel your body with the right nutrients, because without vitamin D, magnesium, and B12, your muscles won't function at their best. But here's the most important thing. You have to take action. Nothing changes if you don't start. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these tips and start today. Just one. Try it for a week and see how your body responds. And before you go, let me know in the comments. Which of these tips surprised you the most? I read every comment, and I want to hear from you. If this video helped you, hit the like button so more seniors can see this. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video that could change your life. And share this with a friend, because we're all in this together. Stay strong, stay steady, and I'll see you in the next video.